There's something that's been bothering me, and it's news, It just the weird way they use stories to sort of paint a narrative that it's kind of confusing to me because what is the goal? What are they trying to accomplish? Is it just to get people outraged and interested in the things that they're talking about, or are they trying to sort of guide people in a certain direction to think a certain way and act a certain way about certain things? And this is what led me to this story right here. Wife kills husband with axe, chops off his genitals after constant taunts over her dark skin. India's obsession with fair skin isn't new. The reason why fairness creams and skin lightening techniques still exist on the market proves this fascination is far from over. Every culture, a race of people on this planet is obsessed with lighter skin, except for white people. Um, I don't know why, but I suspect it's because certain people are obsessed with their appearances. Certain people are obsessed with their appearances, and if they don't look a certain way, if they don't look the most appealing way, well, then they get upset about it and they get mad, and they're attracted to stories about, oh, well, forget about my deficiencies as a person. The reason that you don't like me or someone else don't like me is because, well, my skin isn't light. This isn't lighter. You prefer that. So that's why you're mad at me. I don't want to take a look at myself and reflect on the way that I act, and the reason that someone would react negative to me based on who I am. So I'll just blame it on this, and I'll just call you, colorist or whatever the words are. They'll just take attention away from my own inadequacies. Families who look for suitable brides for their sons prefer fair skin. I don't know why that would be a thing. You think wealth or a good family would be a more important thing, especially if they're looking for a bride for their sons. They would prefer her coming from a good family and having good moral background. I doubt fair skin would be at the top of the priorities, but I'm sure there are some people who put that as a priority. And you would think, see, this is why this doesn't make any sense. Because if this was true, there's entire generations of people that exist. And if they had a preference this way, guess what the current generation of people would look like? They would look like this, because that's how genetics work. But they don't, because it's a lie. Due to these absurd standards of beauty in India, this could mean a lot of trauma and stress for women. Remember, the title is A Woman Taking an Axe to a Man and Cutting Off His Genitals. Here they're trying to say that they're just traumatized and stressed. They're the real victims. Sometimes this obsession with fair skin can take an ugly turn, which happened with a couple based out of Chhattisgarh. See, all right, let's just continue. In Chhattisgarh's Durg district, a 30-year-old woman allegedly used an axe to kill her husband as she was fed up with his constant taunting over her dark skin, as per authorities. Now, this sounds like this information is coming straight from her. Let's keep in mind that this woman murdered her husband with an axe and cut off his genitals. I am very doubtful that she's also an honest murderer. And what is constant taunting? Does the man have nothing better to do with his life and constantly taunt his wife? Does he expect her to transform if he just push hard enough? Doesn't make much sense, does it? The police on Monday arrested Sangeeta Sonwani for allegedly killing her husband, allegedly. Anant Sonwani, 40. So she was 30, he was 40. In Amleshwar village on Sunday night, said Devansh Rator, subdivisional officer of police Patton area. According to preliminary investigation, the victim used to harass his wife about her dark skin and call her ugly. He claimed that the couple had previously argued about this issue several times. Who did he investigate? And a 40-year-old man, I don't know when they married, but if they've been together for that long, I would assume he's not constantly doing something like that. You would think they would have children at this point, but they don't say anything about children. According to the official, I mean, what is constant? I mean, I don't know who's, I'm assuming is the wife that's saying this is happening all the time. What is constant? According to the official, the couple argued on Sunday night, and Sangeeta is alleged to have attacked her husband with an axe kept in the home and killed him in a fit of rage. If someone is constantly taunting you and calling you ugly, murdering them doesn't seem like the appropriate response. You would think she would more likely go to family or other people and tell them what's been happening and sort of destroy his reputation rather than bottle it up and then take an axe. So I'm very doubtful of this story. The woman also allegedly chopped off the victim's genitals. That seems a little personal, and that don't seem like it has anything to do with him calling her dark-skinned or ugly. It seems like something you would do if you found out your husband was cheating on you. Assuming you're crazy enough to do that. The official said the accused tried to mislead. She tried to mislead the villagers the following day by saying that someone killed her husband, but later admitted to having committed the offense during police investigation. So she tried to lie about this murder. Yet, we're expected to believe the other stuff she said about him constantly saying things about her dark skin. Her, who murdered someone, is trying to get away with murder, who knows that in the news, there's a lot of women who feel inadequate or insecure about their dark skin and might want to use that to her advantage by somehow making herself a victim of constant harassment and taunting. Because I would imagine that a man who kept an axe in his home and is arguing with his wife, and she gets angry and she comes at him with an axe, wouldn't just go down easy. I would assume there would be some fighting involved. And there would be immediate evidence that she was the perpetrator because some sort of injury on her, and the police didn't have to go through an interrogation to find out all this information. So I would assume she killed him while he wasn't expecting it. Like that was in a fit of rage, like she says it happened. I assume it was a sneak attack. He said the victim had married the accused after the death of his first wife, which makes sense with the ages, right? And maybe his first wife was light-skinned. So wait, no. This is a new element right now. If he married her after the death of his first wife, which means his family probably chose the first wife, so as a grown man, he probably got to choose his second wife. So why would he choose a woman who he thinks is ugly and he has a problem with her dark skin? See, it doesn't add up. None of this adds up. Rator said that the woman had been booked under, yeah. So, and look at this advertisement for creams and skin lightening stuff. This entire story seems like a woman made up a lie to try to get away or get a lighter sentence for murder. And the news decided to run with it to add to this whole narrative of the obsession with fair skin. I'm doubtful that there are a lot of poor people in India, which most of the people are poor, are worried about their spouses having fair skin. I would assume that the people of privilege who have the freedom to worry about ridiculous things, like there's a reason rich people eat caviar. It's not particularly tasty. It's exclusive. So people of privilege have a tendency to want exclusive things that no one else has. And fair skin seems very exclusive sort of thing to want. So I would assume that this obsession with fair skin have a lot to do with people's privilege and not to do with the population of the place. But anyways, I was just curious. What is exactly causing the news to report these stories in a certain way, in a certain light, and particularly to highlight a story like this that has a lot of obvious implications that it may be a lie? Do they just want to promote the idea and add to the hysteria and the belief and the insecurities in some people? Or are those things already in existence and the news simply want to piggyback on that to draw attention to their stories? I don't know what the answer is, but I'll see you next time.